clubs may have to sue Manchester City for compensation before their case concludes. Lots of breaking news surrounding the situation with Manchester City. There are 115 charges. The court case, the trial, the hearing that is upon us, which, in my opinion, is the most seismic off-field footballing scenario we have ever witnessed in the English game. It has the potential, if City are guilty, if they are proven to have broken these rules and these 115 breaches are confirmed, if they're proven, if they're legit, it rewrites the previous decade of football in England. Holding their club up in high esteem, the trophies they won, the trophies they beat your clubs and other clubs to, the teams they helped to relegate, the players they purchased, everything changes if they are guilty. Equally, if they are proven to be innocent, and Manchester City believe there is a lack of evidence against them, they believe they have unequivocal evidence to defend their position, their fans have stood loyally by City during this process, and to this day stand with 2 feet, their shoulders pointing forward, their heads held high, and they believe they are innocent. They believe this is a witch hunt. They believe there is absolutely zero case to answer, and this is the red cartel. This is the Premier League clubs essentially trying to take away their achievements. And we're going to get into all of that on the show today, but of course hit the like buttons, make sure you are subscribing, because there is quite a lot to unpack. First and foremost, the breaking news that Manchester City's hearing for the 115 FFP charges is now set to begin in September, with a verdict expected in early 2025. And the reason why this is so important is we were talking about a November start. It has now been moved forward by 2 whole months. And the Premier League CEO, Richard Masters, has spoken about this and stated that it's time now for the case to resolve itself. He says it's been going on for a number of years, and I think it's self-evident that the case needs to be heard and answered. And we know that, look, City have exercised their legal right. City have taken the legal advice from their lawyers to delay every single step of the way. And I get that this is frustrating to some City fans, and certainly to rival fans, when Manchester City claim they have unequivocal evidence to prove their innocence. Why would it be delayed so long? At the same time, City will argue, as already mentioned, we're exercising our legal right. We are doing what the lawyers, very expensive lawyers, are confirming us to do. So again, who are we, the general public, to go against the legal advice of experts? But the Premier League CEO, Richard Masters, confirming it is now time to resolve this matter. And I mentioned a little bit earlier that, Man City feel very confident, an exclusive here from Purple Panel, that they believe there is a lack of evidence against them. They believe they're going to be found not guilty. And it's always important to put that element across. I know there are a lot of City fans that don't even want anybody talking about this, that want it as hush-hush as possible. I personally think that's crazy. This should be the most, in my opinion, barring the football itself, this should have been over the past 18 months the most spoken about element of our game. Because as I've already stated, if they are innocent, if this is a witch hunt, then there's going to be a lot of people in trouble, a lot of heads are going to roll, there's going to be a lot of embarrassed people out there. As I've claimed all along, if they are guilty, I will condemn. If they are innocent, I will support, because that's the right way to behave. Equally, a decade of English football could be teared up. All those times Liverpool and Man United and Arsenal and other clubs came second. All the teams they beat in finals and semi-finals. That is why it is felt that clubs are going to sue. Now, this article that talks about clubs suing them earlier, as you can see on the screen here, legal experts say that clubs are facing the possible November deadlines to make claims against Manchester City, but the outcome of the hearing is not expected until the new year. And essentially, they are stating in this Times article, legal experts have given their opinion that due to the 6-year limitation period of bringing claims against a breach of contract, which could apply to City's case and potentially expires in November. Now, there are other elements of this article when you read through it that display something slightly different, that state that there can be, and I actually want to read what the take was here, because I don't want to say this wrong or it to come across as misleading in any way. What the article also states, I'm just waiting for this to appear in front of me, is that in the 1980 Legislation Act, it sets a 6-year limitation period for legal claims of breach of contract, but allows an exception where the breach has been concealed. A senior lawyer with a wide experience in legal cases in sports said the one course of legal action by rival clubs would be an alleged breach of contract. And this is it. If City have broken these rules and it's proven to have been done, then they have breached the contract that they have agreed. And this is what Manchester City fans, the same as any fan base moaning about PSR rules, everybody moaning last week, and Stefan's actually come out and defended Man United now, that why would Man United give an extra leeway? We just follow the rules that your club's voted in. And if you don't like the rules, you should be looking at your own football club who agreed to abide by them. But clubs are looking to sue Manchester City. And this is why, if City are guilty, this is so seismic. Because it won't just be 5, 10, 15 other Premier League clubs that sue them. You will have teams from all angles of the world looking to sue them. Whether it be, well, you took our star player away from us, we would have been able to keep him if you didn't have that money. Maybe another club can prove that they were leading the race to sign X player until Manchester City came along. And if Manchester City didn't have that money, we would have landed him. We believe our fortunes would have been here. How about all the teams they knocked out in Champions League competition earlier than they should have done? That could amount to tens of millions of pounds of revenue. And this is why it's so seismic. Not only does it change potentially the course of English football forever, it also could put Manchester City out of business, out of existence. That is a distinct possibility if the Premier League's case is as strong as they claim. And that for me is the element here that I'm so intrigued about. It's the ramifications, it's the domino, the butterfly effect of this deal. Now, what does appear to be the case is that multiple Premier League clubs are putting together legal claims and going to look to sue Manchester City. These are all going to, no different to how Manchester City themselves have also sued other Premier League clubs. When you sue the Premier League, you're suing your fellow competitors, because the Premier League is essentially the 20 clubs that are in the league. That is who the Premier League is. That is who Manchester City sued. But it appears that counter legal cases are already being drafted, or already being put together, but could be submitted before a result because of the 6-year time limitation. Now, there may be, if it's proven that it was concealed by Man City, then they may be able to sue them after the 6-year limitation. However, maybe the charges are proven, but they can't prove that City concealed. Maybe it was all public information that just wasn't being looked at, so they're going to be time barred. Therefore, the clubs are looking to sue at this particular juncture. But as ever, I'm as balanced as I can be on this. City proclaim they are innocent. There are sources that believe they will not get off, because that sounds like they're getting away with something, but will be found innocent and have done nothing wrong. Of course, there are many, including multiple Premier League teams, many legal experts, and of course we've seen the leaked emails that believe Manchester City have broken rules on multiple occasions and should face the full punishment for these alleged crimes against football in many ways. If this happens, clubs are going to sue them. What would this mean for Manchester City? Relegation, stripping of titles, potential bankruptcy if this were to happen. But as ever, I want your views and I want your opinions on these latest updates and these latest stories. Why do you believe the case has been moved forward? Is that good or bad news for Manchester City? And what are the clubs suing? Give me your thoughts, give me your feelings in the comment section below. Take care, goodbye, God bless, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.